Good morning. So we have seen what? We have seen shipwrecked sailor, and we have seen Velasco is got a life raft, and he has met 3 or 4 of his friends: Julio Amador Carabello, Castillo, Luis Rengifo, and Ramon Herrera. These were the 4 friends he met in the sea. Their predicament was very worse. They are in the sea. They are trying to reach the lifeboat, where life raft, where Velasco is now. Velasco actually wanted to help all. He loved all, but there was no way out. Every moment the chopping wind is coming, and it is making the people farther and farther from him. And everybody is calling him, "Fasto, row here, row to here, bring your ship here, escape me," like that. They were shouting in the sea. And I know that you are quite eager to know what happened to them. Let us listen to them. And I think we have stopped in the 6th paragraph, and we are passing on to 7th paragraph. Be with me, be safe, and stay at home. Here we are starting with the 6th question. What were Eduardo Castillo and Julio Amador Carabella doing? So here, though their names are explained with some other words like this all, his name is, we have called him as Castillo and Carabello. What they were doing, we have seen that one, Castillo and Carabello's neck. They were trying to escape from the shipwreck, and they were trying to catch hold of that raft. And here Castillo had a firm grip around Carabello's neck. This is the thing they are doing. They are trying to escape from the shipwreck. Okay, so we have stopped in the this 7th paragraph we are going to read. Hope you are ready. 7th paragraph. And here the 7th paragraph starts with the word "in contrast." That means this paragraph is having a link with the previous paragraph. In contrast, Carabello was struggling with the Castillo so that Castillo wouldn't let go of his neck. Here everyone is trying to escape from this sea and jumping into or catching hold of some rafts. But here this Carabello is in another trouble, because on Carabello's neck, who has hold, that is our Castillo had a tight hold on that one. So he is in trouble now. You imagine somebody is holding your neck in the water, means you cannot just swim, you cannot find out a way to escape. That was the condition of Carabello. They were less than 3 meters away. I figured that if they got just a little closer, I could hold out an oar for them to grab. If they are little closer, I could stretch my oar. Or I hope I just told you, the thing which is used to row the boat. That thing he can stretch towards them. That oar can be stretched towards them so that they can hold on that one and drag them to the boat. But at that moment, a gigantic wave lifted the raft. Gigantic. What's the meaning of gigantic? Means Bhigaramaya, Bhimagaramaya. And giant, you might have heard of that word. Giant. Giant means big. Gigantic means very big wave, Tiramala, lifted the raft, and from the top of the huge crest, I could see the mast of the small ship heading away from me when I came down. That is, and the huge gigantic wind came, and in that wind, what happened? That, and from the top of the huge crest, and before also I just told that one, crest of the wave means on the top portion of the wave. Here is the crest, raised portion, and there I could see the mast of the small ship. ഷിപ്പിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഉയർന്നു നിൽക്കുന്ന ഭാഗമാണ് മാസ്റ്റ്. ദാറ്റ് ഐ കുഡ് സീ. Rest all went down to the water, heading away from me. When I came down again, the wave came down again. Carabello had vanished. Vanished means disappeared. Carabello had disappeared from the scene. He has vanished, with Castillo hanging on his neck. So both disappeared through the gigantic wind. Alone 2 meters away, Rangifo was still swimming calmly towards the raft. So Castillo disappeared, Carabello also disappeared. The only one hope is Rangifo was still swimming calmly towards the raft. Hope it is over, and we are passing on to the next paragraph, that is here, 8th paragraph. I don't know why I did this absurd thing. He had done something absurd. Absurd means meaningless thing. Knowing I couldn't move forward, I put the oar in the water, as though trying to prevent the raft from moving, trying to anchor it in a place. So here, that is, Velasco has done an absurd thing. What was the absurd thing he has done? In the water he is there. He is in the water. That his raft is here. And he was trying to stop that boat here itself by keeping the oar in the water. Will it stand? വെള്ളത്തിൽ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ ഓറ് കുത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് നിന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, and he believed that this boat will stay there. Why he wanted to stop the boat there itself? Because he wanted to get Rangifo enter into this boat. That's why he is telling it is an absurd thing what I have done. It is the absurd thing what I have done is because he was trying to keep the raft in the water by keeping his oar into the water. That was the absurd thing. Rangifo, exhausted, completely tired. These words meaning you have to just not. It is exhausted, completely tired. Paused a moment, then raised his arm as he had when he held his headphone aloft, and shouted again, "Fasto, row over here!" He shouted again, "Fasto, row over here!" That is the only thing he can do. And we are passing on to the 9th paragraph. The wind was blowing from his direction. It was flowing from his direction. I yelled that I couldn't row against the wind. And when Fasto, friend, row over here, he called. That Velasco was telling back, "See dear, I cannot row to that direction because it is against the wind." I yelled that I couldn't row against the wind, that he should make another try, but I felt he hadn't heard me. in that sea, in that blowing wind, can you expect that other person can hear you? The crates of cargo had disappeared, and the life raft danced from side to side. So these all crates of cargo means luggage, and luggage in the പെട്ടികൾ മുഴുവൻ disappear ചെയ്തു. And the life raft danced from side to side. It is dancing from side to side because the water is moving like that. And here are some questions. What kind of a man was Luis Rengifo? He was serene and sincere. It is said. What happened to Caraballo and Castillo? They both disappeared in the water in a huge wave. What was the absurd thing done by the narrator? What was the absurd thing? He was trying to stop the boat still in the water using his oar, pressing his oar into the water. തൻ്റെ കയ്യിലെ ഓർ വെള്ളത്തിൽ കുത്തി നിർത്തിക്കൊണ്ട് he tried to stop the raft there. That is the absurd thing he has done. How did Amador Castillo vanish? Castillo and Caraballo both disappeared in a huge wave. Lurch, this word meaning I have to explain, lurching sea. Serenity means serene Shantata. Okay, we are passing on to the remaining passage. The 9th paragraph we have finished, and we are. Hope you have enjoyed the session. And in this one, we have enjoyed the story of Velasco. And Velasco's predicament is most of his friends are meeting the death. Rengifo, Castillo, everyone is going to be drowned in the water. And we should know what is happening in the remaining part of the story. We reached up to 10th paragraph, and we can read that one later. So stay home and be safe. Thank you.